Welcome to Razor Radio. I'm Andy fucking Ford, Tanner Poppet. We got Jason Tyler with us, and we just heard False Creed from Lazarus Casket.
What's going on, gentlemen?
Good. How you doing?
There it is.
That's right. What's up? How we doing?
How's it going, gentlemen? I miss you guys a lot.
Same, likewise, man. Likewise, my friend.
Absolutely.
Everybody seems pretty healthy and alive. That's step one for especially Andy and I.
Yeah. I'm doing pretty good. I might have put on the COVID 20. I've actually put on some serious weight. It doesn't hurt that someone's cooking a lot around here too.
Hey man, healthy is healthy. It comes in different forms.
Absolutely. Now, Jason, what is going on in your world? Why haven't any of us heard from you in a while?
I've just been working, man. That was my way of staying sober, I think, and staying out of trouble and staying out of Orange County unless I was visiting Tanner or something. And then so I got this second job at a grocery store, actually the company I used to work for, Vaughn's. And at first I was just cleaning the store, you know. It was kind of freaky going into it, you know, like COVID, touching things that everybody touches when they come in. And then I realized, like, well, what happened was I became a day stalker within a couple weeks. And that's basically what I used to do. It's like working night crew, but during normal hours, not the tweaker hours, you know. So
yeah, that's good.
Yeah. But then I think I was just going at it pretty hard, like just moving pallets and pallets of 35 packs of water and 20-pound bags of ice. And I was in pretty good shape in February before the pandemic hit. So I kept it going. I was going to the track to jog and run in the mornings before work. I was living a really healthy life. And then I did something to my lower back and it put me down hard. Like I was basically bedridden for 3 days straight. And then I could barely shower and be on my feet long enough to get myself to the clinic to be seen in person. So, I'm in the middle of physical therapy to rehab the lower back, and I'm getting some numbness constantly in the left leg, which is, I saw the MRI. Basically, the bottom two vertebrae have no disc anymore, and I probably will never have them again. So there's some things I'm not going to be able to do anymore. It's kind of, I don't really want to think about it, but I'll just work around it and just.
Now, will that affect your performing at all by chance? As a
it'll probably definitely affect. I guess I won't get so mad when the stage is this big and I got to stay in the spot anymore. I was in such good shape. It's kind of weird, man. Like I was in such great shape in February, just this year, early 2020, and I didn't stop, working out or exercising. I just couldn't go to my gym anymore. Mm-hmm. So definitely my workout changed. It was just like, jogging, curls, crunches, push-ups, and it was good. I was in good shape still, but it's not the same as like, 9 supersets of bench press and this ab machine and that ab machine and warming up over here. And, the gym has every component you need when you're into physical fitness. And I definitely missed that outlet. And I think that's something that contributed to the injury is everything that I had, the band, rehearsal, gym, Alcoholics Anonymous, all that shit got taken away by the pandemic. So everything that I enjoyed,
we all got that.
And so I put my effort into working hard and I overdid it basically, so.
Have you ever tried yoga?
It's kind of what I'm doing with the physical therapy. It's a lot of stretching. And I put on this yoga channel on my Sirius XM app, and it's like a meditation thing. And
Jane Fonda?
It's cool. I'm actually
Tanner?
Pretty inflexible my whole life, and I'm actually probably the most flexible I've ever been now. I can, touch my toes again, I'm starting to lose weight.
Right.
Anyway,
I gotta ask, how's your mental health?
It's very good. Haven't had a drink, and it'll be a year on 12/27. And then the cocaine. To be honest, cocaine is my drug of choice. And, basically, haven't really done any in 3 years, and it took a long time mentally to overcome that addiction. I guess I could have done more, is what I'm saying. But I definitely was not living as healthy as I'd like to at my age. So I had to make some serious changes for my health.
Now, wait. With that point though, what have you replaced it with? Because you gotta, isn't it when you have like an addiction kind of like that, you have to replace it with something. So what currently are you doing it in like a positive light that's like replaced?
So if we go backwards like about 3 years, I would say, it was booking shows, writing this new Lazarus Casket album, which finally came out this year in May.
That's where I was going with the mental health thing.
And then the working out, I love physical fitness and working. I've become a better employee, a better boyfriend, a better bandmate. Everything's gotten better. It's weird. What was your question, Andy? I missed.
That's all, but I'm talking about mental health, serious mental health, because I have not seen a live show since Ross the Boss was your show last fucking, was it late February? I saw Mr. Bungle right before that. But
yeah, I went to one more show after that in LA to see Opeth and Graveyard at the Palladium, but that was my last show.
Yeah, and that was what, March, early March?
Yeah, early March. A lot of stuff fell through,
I'm about ready to fucking lose it.
Yeah, I was like, that might have contributed to me hurting my back. I think I was very angry at some of the healing I was doing from the issues and stuff I bottled up and drank through my teens, from the first beer I had at 17 till 40, 39, 40. So there's all that stuff I put it in a little box, it came out, and I had to deal with all those feelings, from former bandmates and friends that have left us. And I mean, obviously, Hymns for the Dead are our tribute to our homies. 3/5 of those three dudes that are in the main guys, Neil Peterson, Phil Davey, Ernest, and Duho, they all jammed with me in my first band called Nothing Eternal. And Phil just kind of did an audition, probably a little too, just didn't gel with what we were doing, but we remained friends for years, and he went on to all these great bands, Iceburn Red from Orange County, Ocellus from Chicago. He moved to Chicago. I ran into him when I was on tour, and we hung out every time I went on the road, with Mayhem Fest and the Devil Black Label Society tour. So pretty crazy, man. You don't have you guys, we have each other. We're homies, we're close. Obviously, we've been through a lot together in the last couple of years, but when you lose anybody that lived with, one of them was a former roommate. Neil was one of my best friends, and I know we weren't as close as we used to be, but all those rad memories of him and I going to all those shows, for years and years. And I met him when I was 20. So he could buy beer and I couldn't, and I started drinking with him all the time, and we had a fucking blast for a very long time, and he got me to pick up the microphone for the first time. So I was on a little hiatus, doing a bunch of extracurricular activities and stuff at the Blacklight and running sound and booking shows, but
many shows there.
Neil passed away. That got me to get back on stage. That was the first time I had played a show in over 3 years. So in a weird way, that's a blessing,
Absolutely. And we've also lost people even in our own scene here. Adrian passed away a few months ago, which is crazy to even think about, like that we won't get to see our buddy Adrian anymore. But some key players.
He was at the Andy was at the Master Lazarus Cat, and dude, this is crazy. So Adrian was there, Andy was there. Gave me a DVD of that night. It was a great show, I don't even know if I ran into you or not that night. Probably. Who knows? Yeah.
And everything. But real quick, doesn't all this not being able to see shows and all that stuff right now, and you not being able to play shows, or Tanner, you not being able to play shows, doesn't it just make your hate boil?
Yeah,
It does.
It does.
Fucking does.
So let's get into it right now. This is Lazarus Casket with Hate Boils on
Razor Radio.
All right, 3, 2, 1. We're coming back from that about right now with that was Ace Fix with a Botox Implosion. And in the middle of that, I played a short track from Chicago's Macabre called Now It's Time to Pay. And their new record comes out tomorrow. The Ace Fix, that's the first single. That comes out in January.
That was a brand new song, huh?
Ace Fix, first one in like 3 years. And their record comes out in January. And then the Macabre comes out tomorrow. And we've got some more stuff coming up. But how you been dealing with not being able to get on stage? How have you been dealing with not going to the club every night? Because I mean, you sometimes go to the club and look, we got Serena.
There you go.
I'm hanging in there. I mean, it's a bummer. Obviously, ADHD Entertainment was super busy with shows, and you know, I might not. It's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same in general for shows in general because of the pandemic, and also I'm probably just going to be doing other things. And honestly, ADHD Entertainment's probably only going to be active when Lazarus Casket's playing, or I'm doing a punk show for my friend down the street. It's going to be very rare at first because I don't want to be liable for people getting sick, and I don't have the overhead. I don't have the time anymore. I work at Vaughn's again, and honestly, I have another great job, and
your metal job.
Yeah, it's in the metal industry, and I love it. And but it's not something that's going to last forever. I mean, for someone my age, there's a window, you know, and I'm thankful to be where I'm at right now. We'll see what happens. I'm not, you know, but you know, grocery is a lifetime job. You know, I could top out high. I could go work as a truck driver or in distribution. Who knows, man? I just fucked up my back, so I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do again. I'm back to one. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just grateful. You know, a lot of people are going through a very hard time in the pandemic. Obviously, I've had some issues health-wise, and I'm thankful that I was able to work. Work got slow. You know, work is picking up again. Records are coming out again. That's good. And the next thing to do is, you know, look out for the public's health and try to get shows back somehow, some way. So I think everyone's on the same page with that. It's just a matter of looking at the numbers. Actually, you know, to be honest, my doctor, I went today to pick up some medication on the way home, and he said that there's a vaccine coming. So
I was just talking about that off air.
That's directly from my doctor today. So he said around
effective.
March. So we'll see.
I made the joke. It's from Pfizer too. Millions upon millions of men trust Pfizer with their fucking junk. So why wouldn't they trust with the vaccine? You know what I mean?
Right.
Pfizer makes Viagra.
Nice. I think I took those once. Just to get my dick hard all night, you know.
Did you crush it up, or did you actually swallow? Anyway,
I probably crushed some other stuff up, and I took it with me, you know?
Now here's a question for you, Jason.
But we don't condone it.
Absolutely. Here's a question for you, Jason.
Yeah.
Now, with this whole pandemic and stuff, and you said earlier, obviously, you're not going to be doing as many ADHD Entertainment shows as you had done previously. But I'm going to ask a question anyways. What do you want to see change for the better due to this pandemic when it comes to shows?
For me personally, I just want to do less often shows and high quality every time. You know, I mean, I kind of tried to do that anyway, even as active as the company was, you know, last year. So we had I've got the postcard on the bulletin board in the kitchen here still. You know, we had a great year lined up, and it got stopped in February. So
I'm with you.
You know, we had some good stuff. We had Insomnium, Swallow the Sun, all kinds of stuff, and it's not happening anymore. So, and then there's a whole nother issue I don't really want to discuss about a particular agent that got ousted in the industry, and that's affecting me. You know, that's someone that a lot of people know, and it's unfortunate that the info came out as someone had, in my opinion, become a better person and changed. And that does not erase what, you know, anyone's past. You know, I have to pay for what I did to people in my past, and everyone else in the world does too. So it's good to be a good person. You know, it's something you kind of learn, you know, over time, and, you know, just treat people the way you want to be treated, you know?
Golden rule right there.
Yeah.
He who has the gold makes the rule. Anyway, now when it comes to, you know, when it comes to say like recording, because I know that your guys are writing right now in the pre-production stages for Lazarus Casket.
Yeah.
When will we see, is it going to be a new EP? Is it an LP? When will we see some brand new Lazarus Casket? Obviously you released this Warriors of Sacrifice LP this year, but going forward.
But I've had for 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's 9 songs. It's going to be 9 songs. I don't want to talk too much about it yet, but
well, it's in the pre-production stages. So I'm just saying, like, when do you expect to release something like that? Next year, the year after?
I think we're waiting on my back a little bit, because honestly, the music itself is pretty close to being done completely for all 9. I mean, they're not all originals. We're actually doing something kind of cool, but there are some. And we also have a lineup change. We have a new bass player. So that's something that affects everything. And he's ready to go. You know, he's tracking the bass on this whole album. He actually brought a whole song. He wrote the guitar and everything. So, you know, he's jumping right in there. His name's Adrian, I think is how you pronounce it. He's been in Project Human, some other bands, and his bass tracks are awesome. I mean, there's a new track that there was kind of this empty spot towards the beginning and intro, and he dropped this little bass thing in there, and I was like, bam, this is the man right here. I didn't even have to say anything. He did it. He did exactly what I thought the song needed on his own. You know, that's awesome right there. You know,
that is awesome.
We don't really see each other too much, but like, you know, the guitar players will go work together in the studio. Maybe our drummer will be there to help do some editing. Sometimes I started vocal tracking on one of the brand new original songs, and that's early in my recovery of my back. So I tracked, you know, half of it. I'm going to go back when I'm a little healthier and give it a little more oomph. And, you know, there's 2 other new ones that I need to write, and then the rest I just need to practice. And we are gonna try to do. We're trying to do. I don't want to let everything out of the bag right this second, because if it doesn't go good, it's not gonna make the cut either. You know, so we're all pretty picky on what we put out nowadays. You know, it's
totally.
this album or EP or whatever you want to call it, it's basically to showcase my guitar player's studio, which is beyond Cryptic's studio in Long Beach. Aaron Miller, he's also in another band, so he's going to be kind of active when touring starts again. And we wanted to write during the pandemic instead of try to go play outside somewhere, which is something we would like to do soon. I would say, or maybe mid 2022. We also, you know, obviously we have to rebook a lot of stuff that never got announced. We had out of town shows lined up with Madras, you know, with Tanner's band in Tahoe. And I think that was announced, but we had 2 more shows around that in Sacramento. And we were going to do Lakewood. We were going to do Orange County and LA, which never got announced. And all those shows were stacked. And then the virus came here. So, you know, that's something I want to do. I don't know where I'm going to be when all that can and, you know, is allowed to happen again. So, but yeah, of course I want to rebook all that stuff. And, you know, we sold about 50 bundles. We had a limited amount of bundles with the shirt and the album, and we sold those rather quickly. That was pretty awesome. I really want to thank everyone for all their support. A lot of the, you know, folks that bought those were local band members actually, and people in our local SoCal scene, you know, supporting us. So that means a lot to me. And we can't wait to see all you guys at the shows with our shirts. And, you know, Tanner just put out a new record also. I got the vinyl. I've been working so many hours, but I'm going to crack that open tomorrow and give it a listen. I got some time tomorrow. I'll be able to check that out. But I definitely, you know, have listened to the whole record a few times in the car, and it's, you know, it's amazing, man. You guys really killed it on this one, Tanner.
Oh, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I know Andy's actually sporting the t-shirt right there.
Oh, yeah. But what I got to ask real quick, how have the, because the last time we talked to you was when we were doing the phone stuff, and I got to ask how the response has been, because it's been a good 7 months now since you released the record.
It's been pretty good, you know. I'd have to say, because I'm the guy that kind of pushes the social, I run the social media for the band. It's like when I got hurt and when I was working 72 hours a week, I was doing doubles on Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, and working. I'm still working 7 days a week. So yeah, as much as I can, I've been pushing everything. But you know, the response itself has been amazing, and the comparisons and just the feedback from everyone's been awesome. You know, I just hear that we're doing something different, that we have our own style, and that's why we let everyone that's in the band bring their own flavor to the songwriting, and that's why we're kind of just doing what we want to do. You know, we want to write stuff from the heart, from our experiences in life, and you know, that's what we do. And you know, we kind of have a good formula. The guys are kind of ripping through stuff right now. So in the studio, I mean, for them to knock out 9 songs in a couple months.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we wanted to do. We wanted to keep the momentum going from the album that we just put out, you know. And by the way, if anyone did Warriors of Sacrifice, we have a couple bundles left in a couple sizes. The link is in the bio on our Instagram at Lazarus Casket.
Hold on, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Hold on. Right now, I want to play the bonus track off that. This is Your Demise right now on
Razor Radio.
3, 2, 1. That was a little brand new Eternal Champion with Worms of the Earth. Brand new record came out last Friday, and they are, believe it or not, they're on Decibel's #2 on their top 40 list that comes out in the next issue, which I kind of have a few issues with. Have you seen it, Tanner?
Yeah, and I'm just going to say this, no comment. So I'll let you guys take over this conversation, because I'm going to probably put my foot in my mouth for what I have to do.
We just played.
The last song we just played, yeah, they're pretty good. They're cool. I like them. But man, they left out Heathen. They left out the New Testament.
Yeah.
They left out the new Mr. Bungle. It's like, whoa.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think a major magazine like Decibel should wait and maybe publish their shit in December, not coming up. Maybe it is their December issue, because you know how magazines are or whatever, and they have to be. But there's so much stuff that came out here at the end of the year.
Oh yeah.
That's not included. I mean, how can you not? That Mr. Bungle record, it's new old, I guess you call it. It's fucking amazing.
Yes, it is. It is. It's great.
You're Heathen. Fucking amazing.
There's so much that has come out, I can't even listen to it all. I try to check a lot of stuff out, but and I have personal favorites. I mean, you know what record I'm still spinning the Vader EP and album that came out like all the time. Like that's like my wake up and put it on while I'm doing some curls before work album, you know?
This is my doing shit around the house record, Charlie Riding Earth. Because I can get something done in a half hour. Because it only takes a half hour. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that it's getting listened to. So thank you guys for the amount of support.
Dude.
You know, there's a lot of stuff that I've purchased and listened to lately. The new Anal Nakaroth is badass. The new Scour with Phil and Somlo and Mark from Pig Destroyer.
I probably got to hear it.
Spotify, and actually Nuclear Blast is going to help distribute that in Europe worldwide. So I guess that's something that probably got worked out at the last Slayer show when Phil opened for Slayer, because Slayer's obviously on Nuclear Blast, I would assume. You know, so that's rad. You know, what else? The new fucking badass. That's probably one of their best records. They really dialed in some kind of guitar tone on the new record. That's good. I love the new Armored Saint. That's amazing.
By the way,
there's new Seven Dust, new Devil Driver, new
boys. There's just a lot of things whereas our boys at Decibel, and don't get me wrong, I love Albert, and I mean, I go to the Metal and Beer Fest, I talk to him, but the old, it's like the Usual Suspects movie almost, you know what I mean? Napalm Death, Enslaved, you know, not too much new stuff on there, and a lot of doom metal, and you guys know how I feel about doom.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and I see, I've been jamming like the new Thanatopsis record. That will probably be my favorite. That'll probably be my favorite Bay Area record, probably of the year. That'll probably beat out
Bay Area anymore.
Well, yeah, but you know, they're from the Bay. My point is like there's all these underground bands, honestly, showing up all the old school bands on kind of like what to do nowadays, and I love that. It's like a fucking challenge for all the old guard to fucking step up their game. So it sounds like a lot of them are. There's tons of good stuff out there this year. So anybody that says that new bands can't fucking, you know, hold a candle to the old, I say bullshit.
I say fuck you.
There's a lot of great records that have been dropped this year. You know?
Absolutely. Now with that, where can people pick up this that I'm holding in my hand, which is the Warriors of Sacrifice compact disc? And I know you got shirts for sale. So tell us a little bit about where people can find some merch from Lazarus Casket.
There's a few bundles left on our Bandcamp. So just go to Bandcamp, search for Lazarus Casket. It's 2 words. And you know what? I don't have the CD by itself up in the store yet. Just the bundles. I want to sell through the bundles first. I don't know. Plus, you know, when it sells, I have to do the work. So there's a third job that you're adding to my life. But I'm doing it, you know. But
welcome
that's why we need distribution. If anybody wants to make some money, we've sold a shit ton of copies of this record on our own, and I've been sick in bed for, you know, the last 3 months, and I'm still shipping them when I can. But
5 people in your band?
We have 5. It was my thing. You know, I have a few college degrees, and I have some experience and knowledge on the industry, obviously working for a few record labels and working in radio and doing radio with you guys and everything else I've done in the past at Cerritos College and Sirius XM. So, you know, it's just something that I enjoy doing, you know, and I love talking to you guys. I miss just doing shows and playing new music. I mean, I would love to have more time and just come over and, you know, send some files like I used to. And, you know, something maybe, as, you know, this injury has kind of let me slow down a little bit and appreciate the things in my life that I really cherish, like friendship and my relationship with Randy and my band and my family. So I'd say that's what this pandemic is. And I think it took hurting my back to get me to slow down, because I was hauling ass, and I was kind of an asshole this whole pandemic until I got hurt. So I've really slowed down and calmed down lately.
Yeah. Maybe now that you slowed down a bit and all that, you'll finally be able to join us over at Grill and Mall when we get that going back on for
yeah.
I mean, close to your house, right?
Yeah, I think it's the way. Well, I live in Bellflower now.
Okay. It's not too far. Not too far, bro.
Now, my last question, real quick. You know, with this new material, I wanted to kind of go back to the new material that's going to be out in you know, the years to come. But what did you guys do differently as in terms of stylistically approaching this new stuff as opposed to, say, because most of them are kind of like, you know, you've recorded them on demos before in this, but this is like a brand new kind of thing. So like in terms of like your like musicality, what did you add more of that you didn't add on this particular release?
I think we followed the songs and the structures that I liked the most from Warriors of Sacrifice album, which would be songs like Hate Boils and Payaso Loco, that aren't as long and have a structure. I want to make sure that we have a couple of those on each album, and then I think most of these newer ones are under the 6-minute mark, which for us is shorter. So, you know, because these guys can go off sometimes, and I like those songs too, but I don't want too many of them on the album because if people aren't into it, they're going to turn it off, you know?
Absolutely.
And it's no offense to guitar players or anything, but, you know, people that don't know a band, if they're not into it in the first 10, 30 seconds, they're going to change the station. They're going to put on something else. And that's just a fact. That's something you learn over time. So you got to hit them in the balls right away, you know.
Do it with the submissions we get, dude.
What's that?
I said, I'm not going to lie. Do it with the submissions we get to put on the radio.
You know what you like pretty quickly, you know?
Absolutely. That's why our records are only like half hour long, and people are always like, what the fuck?
That's all you need.
That's the reason why.
You know, like that's good, because if you get a spot opening for someone, you can play the whole fucking album in your set, you know? That's great.
Fuck yeah. So
anyway, people today and your production company, ADHD Entertainment. People don't fucking pay attention to shit for long nowadays.
Right.
I mean, just watching the people cycling in and out from watching us record the show live here. We've had people go up, down, up, down. No one stays for the whole interview.
Yeah.
It's a part of it. You know, maybe they'll listen to it on the radio tomorrow because they get the tunes. They don't pay attention to shit.
See, and the people that actually do, you know, like what we do and do the, you know, they listen to the whole hour or whatever, you know, thank you for all that fucking support.
Yeah, of course.
You know, we're trying to build a community up here, and that's what we need to keep doing. And, you know, I'm really sad to hear that ADHD isn't going to be doing as many shows. But at the same time, I also want to say thank you, you know, for what you've done for this community, because I think a huge part will be lost when that day comes where ADHD isn't going to do any shows anymore. So, you know, on behalf of everybody in our community, you know, thank you very much for all that you do, Jason. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Tanner, and thank you and your dad, Les. You know, you guys have done so much to help ADHD Entertainment over the years, and this is not goodbye. This is just until next time. And I'm going to make sure when we throw something that it's going to be epic and safe. So I'm going to let everyone else make the mistakes first. Plus,
that's not a bad way to go. Well, I tell you what, we're going to miss doing setting up at your shows, because that was something we did in the last year and a half, 2 years before the pandemic. We were at least 1 or 2 a month. We were set up live.
You know, like I would say my shows, I would speculate that the shows I'll be throwing when we do return are going to be places that I have more help, you know, with the protocol that needs to be following COVID or during COVID, whatever it's going to be.
I think vaccine by then.
Are places like Deep Piazzas that have a sound man, a doorman, security, and owner, not just me hauling in my PA with my bad back at a dive bar. And I love those shows, and I'm not saying I'm not going to do those ever again, but I don't see those coming back first. I see the more.
Unless, well, I take it back, because the shirt you're wearing, Jason, you have a Darkest Death shirt on.
Darkest Death is playing in Anaheim next Saturday, I believe.
Next Saturday. I plan on going to that show. So
we got asked to play that. It's just the member change and the virus just kind of threw a wrench.
Supposedly outside, so you know, I'm gonna try it out.
I've been to a few of them at the Doll Hut, and it is outside, and people do wear masks. You don't have to if you don't want to. That area is massive, so you know, just stay safe and you know, enjoy some fucking tunes. And speaking of tunes,
to a house party with Bitch and the Mentors on Saturday night here in LA.
That's cool.
Sure I don't know. We'll see how I feel on Saturday. But those are the shows that are going on here in LA. That's pretty much it. The Doll Hut and house parties.
Absolutely. Well, Jason, we want to thank you so much, seriously, again, for coming on the show.
Thank you.
And telling, you know, giving us all an update on what's going on in your world. And you know, I miss all you guys, and let's fucking go out with a banger. What do you say?
All right. Awesome. This is their title track from that man's new album, Warriors of Sacrifice from Lazarus Casket right now on
Razor Radio.
You guys